making coach, and I also am the owner of Willow and Whimsy Craft Co. I make handmade cards and digital products to help other card makers with any trouble they may be having. Today I wanted to come on and talk about a little mini series that I wanted to begin, and it's called Can I Ask a Dumb Question? Now, that might sound like a little bit of a silly name, and that's okay. There are no dumb questions when it comes to card making. I've been making cards since 2014, and I thought I would just share some of the things that I know with somebody who may be beginning. And I wanted to be able to show you some tips and tricks that might help you gain confidence in your card making. We don't want you giving up. We don't want you throwing in the towel too soon. And I have a list of questions here that people asked. And I just wanted to go over these things, and we're going to go one at a time. The first one talking about getting everything in the middle of your card. So when you're putting your layers on, how to do that and what tips and tricks you might want to use in order to get everything straight. So without further ado, I don't like long intros, and I'm sure you don't either. Let's get to it. On our two card bases to work with, people were curious about how to get things lined up. So let's say that I want to put a mat on each of these. I'm going to grab my box that I have over here. This is my box that I have, and I honestly don't dip into this as much as I should. This has all kinds of, hope you can see this, but it has some cards here. Then I have some mats here. These are all pre-folded, and I really should be using these. I think I might get into trying to use those as well, but for now. So let's see. That one is not going to be any good. We need something a little bit longer. This might work. Okay. So I'm going to put this pretty purple layer onto my card now. And I just want you guys to know, I've seen it a lot in the card groups. I'm on quite a few different card groups. I am from Canada. I'm Canadian, if you couldn't tell by some of the words I might say or might sound a little funny to you. A lot of people say, can I ask a dumb question? So I don't feel there are any dumb questions when you're trying to learn card making. I know I had so many questions. I did so much research. I found it a little bit frustrating that I couldn't find everything that I needed to know right in one video or one mini series. So hopefully I can answer some of your questions. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put my mat on my card. And my choice of adhesive is Glue Runner, for mats anyway. Smaller pieces I would use liquid adhesive. But for this one, I'm going to use this AdTech Glue Runner, double-sided, and then I just take my glue runner, push it down, and it gives me double-sided tape, and super quick, super easy, no squeezing out liquid glue, trying to get it right. And then I'm going to bring my card back in, and this is where it's nice to have some paper underneath where you're going to be lining up your card, or you can grab a self-healing mat. Let's bring out the self-healing mat. Might be easier for you to see. This is my self-healing mat, and the majority of the time I use this for lining things up. So I'm going to take my card, lining it up, and I know, like, I've been doing this for a long time, so I can do this with ease, but I know you guys might want to see how I do it. So of course, if I go and I'm going to lay this down this way, it's going to stick right away. I don't have any wiggle room whatsoever. So what I do is I come in at an angle like this, And I will line up my top and my bottom very lightly. Try not to press down too much. And you might have a little bit of, if you lay it down very gently, you might have a little bit of wiggle room. So now I'm pressing it down very nicely, and there's our mat for our layer. And okay, say now if I want to put another layer on top of that. So bear with me, I'm going to grab a piece of pattern paper. Piece of pattern paper, anything will do. I'm just doing this for demo purposes. Okay, I got a piece of pattern paper. Okay, now I want to put another piece on top of this. So I have to find my measurement first. So my original card was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So this piece here, this back mat, should be 4 by 5 1/4, hopefully. Yep, 4. You can see that. My ruler's pretty dirty, but you can see it's 4. And then this width should be 5, and it's a little bit short. It's 5 1/4. Yes, that's right, because this is 5 1/2 along here, so it should be 5 1/4. That's right. So now I want to go down another 1/4 of an inch on this, and it's up to you what space you want to leave around your border. You can do 1/8 of an inch, you can do 1/4 of an inch. 1/4 of an inch is generally what I do all the time. It's something that I've gotten myself used to, and so that's just what I do. So now this mat is 4 by 5 1/4. I'm going to make this paper 3 3/4 by 5, and that should give us a nice border, that little purple border around here. So 3 1/4, and I will do a video on measurements. I'm not going to get into it right now. By 5, and let's hope that this is the right measurement that I got here. I think I'm still going to need to change my blade. It's looking a little bit rough, but that's okay. Okay, and then we have our next one. So now, if you're really not confident with using the glue runner, we can go with liquid glue. Liquid glue can be a little bit trickier. It takes a little bit of time to really get a feel for how much to squish out. I say squish out. Squirt out, because if you put too much, it's obviously going to come out everywhere, and it's kind of something that you don't want to do. So I don't go right up to the very edge. I go, see how my line is very thin, and this takes practice, so you might want to get yourself some scrap paper. If you have those really pretty papers that you don't want to waste, just get yourself some scrap paper of something that it came in a pad, and you're not really crazy about the pattern, then you can use it to practice. And because we're using liquid glue, it's going to be much easier for us to get this lined up. So again, get out your healing mat or whatever you might have with a grid. I can tell you right now that this is going to save you so much of a headache to have something that has a grid where you can just put your card on, and you even want to stick it right on down at the end here. I'm trying to get it in the frame, so I will try to keep it in the middle. And then I'm going to turn over my pattern paper, and liquid glue is a lot easier to use because you have a lot more wiggle room. So if I had it like this, oh no, now what do, right? So now I can just move it over, sort of give myself a little bit of time, and I'm not pressing very hard, because if you press too hard right away, well, your glue is going to stick very quickly. So there we go. And now we have a card that's ready to be decorated. And this card could be used for a birthday, could be used for an anniversary, could be used for any kind of an occasion. It just doesn't even matter, whatever you feel like. That's the part of creativity that I love so much. I could take this and I could make it a Valentine's Day card. I actually have an anniversary coming up next week, so this could be an anniversary card for my husband. I'm not sure. So, yeah, that's the first question for now, how to get things in the middle. And if anybody has any questions or further ideas about that, please leave it in the comments below and we will discuss it in the next episode. Okay, thanks a lot, guys. Thanks for watching and stay tuned for that next episode. Okay, bye bye.